Hey, it's Thelisha with Where Baking and Crafting Meets. In today's video, I'll be working on the monthly blog challenge for November hosted by Miss Sonya of Multimedia Crafts Digital and Artsy Solutions. I have to laugh at myself because here I go at the end of the month again, working on a project. But anyway, the theme for this month was Thanksgiving. The beginning pictures are of the finished, how would you say, structure, for lack of a better term, but not decorated. At the end, you'll see the finished pictures. I didn't do any of that part on camera, but it'll be added to count as more things being used from the list. For a majority of this project, I used paint, but I'll also be using ink to grunge it up a little, and my August peach stencil for the leaves. Leaves from outside would have been nice, but the weather here lately has been less than nice. The yard has been mucky. I like to pick my leaves as soon as I'm about to use them, but this time around, it didn't work in my favor. For this project, I'll be making what was supposed to be a pumpkin bowl, but it ended up being a pumpkin jar. I wasn't going to put a lid on it. I was going to make some edges in green so it could stay open, but it seems I forgot about that just as quick as I thought of it. Lid or not, this is gonna stay on my craft table and hold my little glue sticks and stuff. Anyway, I used the same vase that I used for the owl body for my last project. Just like then, I didn't know if this was gonna work, I just had to do it. When I started, I forgot to turn the camera on, and that's why the base is done already. All I did was use the same elongated petal-like template I made for the body of the owl and wings and my 2.5-inch punch. To make the shape longer, I just traced the top onto the cereal box and went down a little further to trace the bottom. I then cut that one out and traced that one as many times as I needed to. I stapled them because I was going to be adding more water, and I didn't want it to fall apart since the glue wasn't fully dry. After that, I dipped them again, shaped, Mod Podged them around the vase, and let them dry. The vase is covered in wax paper. This project, like the owl, had more drying time than put together time. Once they're dry, you'll need to rip them off the wax paper. I know it seems pointless, but if you're not aiming to cover the vase, you have to take it out. Even though it would have been nice, I didn't want to cover the vase. After that, dip and glue the rest of your pieces to the bottom like you're making a flower. Let it dry. It was already on my mind when I added the rest of the strips that it looked like a flower, and I should make one. That would make a really nice spring project. Once that part is dry, bring all the ends together with glue and clips. Let it dry. You can use a bowl like I did to help with the shape of your pumpkin, or let it droop without using a bowl to have a short and fat pumpkin. If you make a short pumpkin, be sure to make your template wider or you'll have to cut more of the skinnier template, and the bottom will be bulky and likely not be able to stand. You would have to make something to even out the bottom. And I'm telling you, it was a pain getting these to stay together, and adding more would have been even harder to keep together. After it dries, you can paint it, leave it how it is, bedazzle it, or whatever. Or you can do like I did and make a lid. The lid is pretty much the same process, but it requires some crunching and squeezing. I used the top from my water cup for painting to make it. I wrapped wax paper around it, taped it, and started gluing the pieces on. To be able to squeeze for the stem, I used an empty glue bottle I had. Then I let it dry. Anyways, enough of the tutorial stuff. It's time for some side conversation. Remember how I talked about energy in the Pretty Pumpkin video? That brought something that happened to me back in mind, and at first it ticked me off, but then it was funny because I was like, are you serious? Have you ever done something for someone regularly or every now and then, but it seemed somewhat consistent, and found that they started expecting shit from you? Like, you don't have a right to stop, or what you have going on doesn't matter. It can't interfere with what you're doing for them. Anybody that knows me in this virtual world, in Facebook groups and my YouTube, you know I works my ass off and I have a family. I have 5 kids, a husband, and now 2 dogs. Whether I'm working a 9 to 5 for a company, running my own, or handling something for my husband's business, I'm moving. But anyway, that's my life, and I don't think this particular person cared about that. They damn well knew, but they didn't care. Like my world revolved around them. Without getting too deep into that, I can tell you now. Bullshit like that gets you removed from my life instantly. Straight up. I like to think about stuff and see the best in people, but if you feel like my life is less important than yours and you ain't doing a damn thing for me, you better jump off the train while it's still rolling, because I ain't stopping to let you off. I said that to say this. If you have someone doing something for you, taking time out of their busy schedule to help you, be grateful and be considerate. It doesn't matter if they're busy or not. Think about all they have going on, or the fact that they are taking time from their life before you start acting stank. Don't expect it. If you expect it and don't get it, you'll be upset. Because you then think that person owes you. It went from, oh, they're nice and doing this for me, to, oh, now she's acting funny with me and don't want to give me this or do this for me anymore. Remember, it's better to give than receive. No matter how good receiving feels. You also have to be careful who you receive from and how you receive it. To the giver, I'm not saying don't give, just be careful how you give and learn from who you gave. Not all recipients receive with the same heart you gave with. And not all givers are off the hook, because you have some that give, expecting something in return. So the door swings both ways, but in this case the receiver was very much ungrateful, and I didn't appreciate that at all. Hands washed. One more thing before I go. I have a question or two for you. Some may not want to answer the first one, so the second one gives them the chance without saying too much or something they don't want to say. I respect that to the fullest. Y'all know me. I'm not one to get on here and share life stories. What is the one thing you regret in life? What is it? Or is there anything in life you regret? Yes or no? The answer to my question is, life is all about the right and wrong, good and evil, action and no action, and things we can and can't control. We make mistakes and sometimes don't make the best decisions. With that being said, I regret nothing. There's nothing to regret. And this is why. If you go about your life picking around the mistakes you've made and dwell on them, you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're here today to talk about it. You survived it. You became a better person. You are here another day to right what you feel like you did wrong. To teach what you know and learn what you don't. I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't live the life I lived. Who you were then or what you did then isn't who you are today. And I know this doesn't apply to everything. If you're a serial killer, you're a serial killer. But you know what I mean. Nothing I can do about that. The next video going up should either be the fabric pin or the process video for the 4-needle binding. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, the music, and the side conversation. Leave your thoughts below. See y'all in the next one.